Okay, this is my first video on the Honda Accord. This is a 2000 Honda Accord V6. It's pulling out here. It's got 242,757 miles. I'm Paul. This is the first car I purchased in the USA in 2000. So today is January 9th, 2016. So I've had this car, 2017. So I've had this car for 17 years. And it's got, let's look at the mileage there, 242,757 miles. So I'm just dropping my son off. He's got his 200 horses and almost 200 foot-pounds of torque. I decided to get the V6 because I didn't want the 4-cylinder at the time. I'm the first owner of this. I've had this for 17 years. This has got zero, I bought it with 1 mile, 0 miles on it. And driven it for 17 years. And I wanted to bring this introductory video to you, introducing myself and the car. So I'll be bringing a bunch of videos on this car. I do own a couple of other cars as well, but today we're just going to talk about the Honda. So this is front wheel drive. This is a typical Honda. Japanese cars are front wheel drive. And there are, pros and cons of front wheel drive versus rear wheel drive. The first one is, these are cheaper to build for the manufacturers, so it's a benefit for them. And it's good on gas. Front wheel drives are typically better on gas than rear wheel drives. So here I'm getting on Interstate 80. So this is I-80. This runs, from across San Francisco to New York. I-80. This is a famous Interstate 80. So I'm gonna get on I-80 and drop my son off at the BART station. So this is just really an intro video. You can have a look around the car. It's in pretty good shape. It's got leather seats, so I'll give you a visual from the outside. This is all fully decked out. It's got the sunroof. So here I'm just cruising on the freeway. I wanted to give you a kind of a point of view of me driving this car around and the other cars around. So this is a Honda car. One of the questions is, would I ever purchase a Honda again? And I'll answer that question in my future videos. I won't address that question right now, but I want to talk about some of the positives of this car. So the positives of this car are that it's lasted me 17 years, but that doesn't mean that I've had no maintenance issues or ownership issues. I have had a bunch of maintenance issues having owned it for this amount of time. They say Hondas are extremely reliable. I would tend to disagree with that because I've experienced some reliability issues on this car. Some of the known problems on this car have been transmission issues. I know the V6 2000, they've had a bunch of transmission issues. In my case, I've been fortunate to avoid it because I had the dealership fix it. They had recalled it. This car has had mounting issues. What kind of the mounting block issues? The front mount broke. It's also had the carburetor, the alternator replaced, and it's pretty much stock, except that those things. And then the thing that the real issue about reliability from a Honda perspective is when I bought it, I thought it'd be extremely reliable, low cost of ownership. But one thing Honda does not tell you up front is they use plastic timing belts in the car, so it's rubber timing belts versus other manufacturers that use chain timing belts. And what that results in, that you have to change that every 100,000 miles. So I'm on my third timing belt here. I've already replaced it twice each, at about 100,000 miles. And those timing belt replacements aren't cheap. They're pretty expensive. So in each of my cases, I think I paid about $700-800 for each time I had to get it replaced. And that's really, I consider that as an unnecessary expense. The engine, with the 4 cylinders and the 6 cylinders, should be built with chain timing belts that should not have to be replaced like my other cars. On all of my other cars, they're chain based, but on this one it's plastic. It's the rubber. So that's a very expensive maintenance item every 100,000 miles. $800-900, and I think it's probably increased right now. If I probably had to go get it done right now, I'm looking at about $1,000. So Honda's reliable in maintenance, headache free. I would tend to disagree, because that's a huge maintenance item. If you don't get that fixed, your whole engine gets screwed up. So that's been my top pet peeve with a Honda product. So the question is, would I ever get a Honda again in the future? Just due to that reason, I would probably hesitate in purchasing another Honda. That does not mean that I've not been happy with this car. I've been satisfied with it. I do enjoy driving this car. It's a good, easy, very easy car to drive. It's good on mileage. It's got great visibility. I enjoy riding it. But to address the question, after 17 years of owning it, and whether would I get another Honda, would I recommend a Honda Accord to other individuals? I'm not that enthusiastic about it, just because of my experiences with the car. But the car served me well. Let's talk about some of the positives. So this is a pretty lightweight car. It's easy to handle around. It's lightweight. It's got a lot of oomph, a lot of power. It weighs about 3,300 pounds. So the power to weight ratio is pretty good on this. Could take this exit. So I'll give you a visual of the car outside as well, but I just wanted to give you a point of view reference on driving it. So I live here in the Bay Area, San Francisco Bay Area. I'm about 20 miles, about 19 miles from the city. It's the best way to get into the city instead of driving is, catching the bot like my son is doing right now. Avoid the traffic, avoid the tolls. Every time you go over the bridge here, it's kind of $5-6 toll. It's pretty expensive. So when we're when individuals going into the city, we typically use the bot system. And in some cases I also even ride my motorcycles. I have 2 motorcycles. If you're interested in knowing what they are, I'll let you know. Actually, I'll just talk about it. I have a Kawasaki and a Suzuki ZX-10R. I love the Harleys. I'm thinking about getting a Harley. We'll think about that. Done a bunch of Harley test rides, so I have a video channel just focused on, you know, my motorcycles. But I wanted to start a channel just on cars and my, you know, experiences with cars. So I'm low on gas, so we'll drop my son off at the BART station, get some gas, and then head back home and finish off this video.